already kind of started digging away at this, but I'll tell you what's going on right now. Figured out my TPS sensor was bad. Finally, like after, I don't know how long, I was just comparing it with the OEM one, and yeah, it's bad. So there's no way to get a replacement sensor for this that's OEM like at all, because it's reversed, like the other one turns the other way. So what I'm going to do is take this apart, see how it flips this way. I'm basically going to make it turn the other way so I can use an OEM sensor on this throttle body. If not, if I just completely fail at putting this thing back together, or it just doesn't work at all, which it should work because there's 3 bolts right here. You just gotta basically flip it all, is from what my understanding is. Oh man, the camera's slowly falling. But if I fail at putting this back together, I do have a backup plan. I have this that I got. I basically got this just for the spacer here so I could flip this upside down. But it only runs a Q45 sensor because it's different. You can see it doesn't have the, this is like the Toyota versus Q45. So if this fails, I'll just throw the Q45 throttle body on there with the sensor, and then I have to rewire everything for this sensor so it actually works, which I really don't want to do. Like, I do like this this throttle body a lot more as far as like the little adjusting screw. You can tell they kind of come a ways. The intakes, the way they're designed, this one looks like it's a lot better flowing. It's not just cut and then kind of like it opens up and then goes into the 90mm, where this is just kind of cut at the 90mm. So they were thinking ahead on this one. Same as like the mounting. This one just has kind of like a big old block that's just kind of screwed on. This one just looks a little more stylish. Same as for the wires. Like if you look where the cable would be for your throttle, this one's just very cut. This one has smooth edges. So this one is definitely a lot nicer of a throttle body. Yeah, it's just eBay, but they've come ways. So I don't know, I do like this one, but if I can make this one work, I'm going to use this one. I can already tell you it's not going to work, because this spring is my issue. You turn the spring left to make it tighter. Even if you flipped it upside down. It would not change. Ow! My thumb. I'm trying to swap everything over to the new throttle body. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't know this is just like a set screw, which is awesome. That means I don't have to pull the whole throttle body apart just to get this. I thought you might need like a rod because maybe they screwed it in somehow. I wasn't sure, but no, that's awesome. I'll just put that on, leave it loose, put this on, get my TPS sensor, find the correct position, and then set it that way. When the throttle's closed, the sensor will be all the way. It'll make sense. So I'm only going to tighten this down just enough so that when I do set this, I can lift it up, get my Allen key in there, then I'll tighten this down. So this will just kind of give me an idea of where it needs to be. And with that, I'll have more pizza. So I've got my brand new TPS sensor, and I found out that the old one didn't work. Like, I think whatever one came with the throttle body, they sent you one. It was just not right. At full throttle, you're supposed to measure, I think it's the E2 pin and VGA. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's those pins, or the correct name of those pins. But at full throttle on that one, I only got 1.9 volts. And I kept thinking, well, here's my biggest issue, was I had this Toyota one that the part number says it's for like a Supra or whatever. I mean, it's clearly, I mean, I guess it is, I'm not really sure. It looks identical. The only thing that they sell to you on this one is as on the back here, it's reverse counterclockwise spinning compared to the OEM one that's clockwise spinning. So when you measure this compared to this one, they're actually like very different. And I was comparing it so much to this one, thinking that it was supposed to be like this one, which was throwing me off completely. What I should have been doing is looking up the correct one online and following that diagram. So that was throwing me off. Also, when I was looking up this one, I was looking up OEM specs for this one, this part number, and it's supposed to be completely different from this one and even this one. It's supposed to be completely different. So following this one at all like threw me down this road that I did not need to go down, but like I went down that road and I'm like trying to find what could be the problem, why it's not matching this one. So after just finally putting all that aside, I compared this one to this one and this one to the one online that's like OEM specs of where it's supposed to be, and this one reads perfect. So I'm so happy that I found out that this one is just not right, which it makes sense now. Like this one at full throttle you're supposed to see about 3.5 kilo ohms, and this one I'm only seeing 1.9. So that makes sense why at full throttle it would cut me off before I even could get to full throttle. I would like just past maybe 2/3 throttle, it would start cutting spark and acting weird. So I should notice a huge difference with this one. I should get full throttle out of the engine, and I'm very stoked to like put this on, get the throttle body on, and like get the car going. So yeah, your boy's on to something. So I just took off all 4 bolts, and I'm actually very impressed now with this one because they included a gasket O-ring, whereas the old style had no O-ring. So this was more just like, you know, you kind of have to trust that it was machined well enough to kind of hold back air from getting in. So this is actually very cool. Although the spacer isn't going to have anything, but that's okay. I'll just make sure it's Gucci when it goes on. But yeah, I'm about to drill out the holes and then put everything on. So, woo! So as you can see, a little bit of work. The new one is on, and the spacer that comes with these typically. This is the newest one I've gotten recently, so I'm glad that it came with the small spacer, but they were more like this size. This is the size that's part of this manifold here. So that's part of the manifold. This is the spacer, and we got that. And you can see why I need to be spaced out there, because if it wasn't, it would be hitting that hose right there. So I wouldn't even be able to mount it. So it's perfect. This size spacer, nothing too big like this. Yeah, I'm really happy actually how well that fits. So. And I did want this on the inside because there's the 2 holes for any kind of mounting bracket for your throttle. But then you can easily access your TPS to adjust it by any means necessary. So yeah, I got oil. I have to do a little bit more cleaning inside here. I'm not sure what happened. It was one of 2 things. So either the first thing was I was an idiot, and when I like washed down the bay. I got a lot of water inside the middle, but I don't know if that's the case. The second thing is, which I'm going to lean on it being, is there's these 3 plugs inside, and those actually have O-rings, and if the O-ring isn't changed out, which I never changed them out, they actually seep coolant in through the head. So I'm gonna change those out probably tomorrow, and then change the oil and all that. So just looking at what oil I had in there. I had some crazy weight oil in there before. I'm not gonna run it again, but it was worth a shot, you know. So what I'm actually gonna be running is like a 20W50 Valvoline. It's like a racing oil with high zinc. So that should be really good for the motor and healthy. So I'm gonna work on changing that out tomorrow. So I don't really remember where I left off yesterday, but I did, however, get the throttle body on. If I already said that, well, there you go. Found out my throttle bracket is not going to work because it was too short, so I returned it. But I need to make one basically so it can like sit further out. It's pretty long. Doesn't really do it justice in video. But then I also cleaned out in here. I got rid of all that junk. I'm about to pull the plugs right now. I had to go to the store and get one of these 14mm like Allen sockets. And yeah, I'm gonna pull the plugs out and it'll be sweet. I'll have no more issues. I won't be fighting the misfire. I'll be fighting the TPS. It'll be the first time I'll actually be able to drive this car like issues free. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, just wanted to give you a quick update to what I was doing. So. So it's another new day. I get everything buttoned up already. Should have filmed it. I had it running. It runs great and there's no leaks. So I was really happy. So all the stuff I have to do now is more in the trunk. Button that up. Raven's out here. We're getting ready to go to Nate's house and put his kit on. See how his car looks. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah. We're at Nate's house and we're putting on this modification. Guard behind me. He got his fenders welded up. Right here is where he had some old marks, and because he has Koguchi, these holes won't show and he doesn't want these showing. So he welded all those up and we're gonna mount the fender. We already got one side mounted. This is what it's gonna look like, bolted out and all, so should be looking pretty good. Especially when the whole kit comes on. Oh, what the hell? What? Just every little piece that you do is just more trimming. Like the outer edge here, like where it would actually come in and sit. Like I could probably do that. Yeah, pull this like down and like have a nice little curve. Yeah, curve to it. Look at it where it would sit now, because it would basically go straight on from there. It like has to be cut like. If we could get it like inside of it, yeah. Check this all like. It's my face. Sleeping bad night. Back it up now a little? Yeah. Yeah, we just gotta take that block out. Then we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this pipe because this exhaust is way too wide for that teeny little hole. He said he's gonna change the exhaust anyways, so goodbye one pipe. We just got done. Everything's done. Look at this fit, man. Holy shit. It's really hard to see, but oh my god, it looks so good. I hope we can capture this well. So we're back at my house. Working on my car again. I'm currently just waiting for power steering fluid to drain out. I always forget to film when I'm doing things. It was fun hanging out with Nate. His car's looking really sick. But yeah, like I said, we're just, we got the oil pan underneath there. Can't see it. I got, oh man, it's really hard to see. Well, I got one line off. It's basically because I was having this power steering leak, and I'm not sure which line was. But if it was the forward line, like towards the front of the car, I wonder if you can see it from up here. No, let me just get a light. So you can kind of see right here, there's two lines here, if my camera can focus. There's so much to focus on. So this line is still connected. This other one is not. That's where it's draining out of. Come on, camera. But yeah, you have to get this line off in order to tighten up this AN line. So I'm thinking it's this inside line, and there's no way because it's too close to the subframe and too close to this line to actually get a wrench on there. So to tighten either one of these up, you have to get this line off. So I just got this line off. I'm gonna tighten both these up, and then I'll deal with all this later. But yeah, we'll tighten everything up and then make sure it's all good to go. I misplaced all the bolts for this. Still got my light on, but for the valve cover, I got just chilling right there. But I don't know what I did with all my bolts. which is kind of typical of me, but that's okay. I'll figure that out. And I do want to finish up on the front bumper tonight too. So front bumper's off. I just need to trim the insides here. Very easy. Add all my canards to the other side. And then also I painted these Arrow Wolves canards again. These are the window visors. I'm waiting until it gets painted to put those on. But I painted the inside of these black, so it kind of hides with the lip here, so it pops nicely. That way you don't see all the mounting here. And I also trimmed the edges, the front one as well as the back one, because they usually sit pretty square. But yeah, I'm excited to put those on, and this will look really sweet. So, and also huge thanks to everyone that's been liking our Drift Team Reaper page on Instagram. We just hit like 1,500 followers, so that's really sick. And I just hit 4,000 on Instagram, so appreciate all the support. If you haven't liked it, or if you haven't liked the video already or subscribed to me yet, please do so now. If you want to grab merch, don't forget, there's a link down there. Get yourself some Reaper merch. It would be sick. But yeah, when I did start this car up though, I did notice that it was smoking quite a bit. I'm thinking the seals in the turbo are going bad, unfortunately, because when I started, you can kind of see residue right here, a little dark spot. It was kind of wet right there, and then it was wet right here as well. So I'm thinking the turbo is going to have to be replaced. But I do want to do a whole different manifold turbo setup anyways, so I'm not too bummed. It's just more money I don't want to spend right now, because I want to just get this car done and enjoy it, but I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. For now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just run it. Turbo goes, the turbo goes. So Joey's over here. He brought his Mark II out there. He has a YouTube channel now, which is sick. If you remember when we had a SOAR, we did like a little video. It's really sick. I'll put a link in the bottom of his channel and the video we did before. But yeah, we also took this out. This is for my oil. I don't know if you think I'm low enough or not, but it's see if I can't focus on this. Yeah, it's pretty wrecked. Alright.
Do you want a spare one?
Of these?
Yeah.
Do you have a spare one?
Well, not a fancy one. It's a factory.
So this still works, and it's already like ground clearance, so it ain't bad. I finally did it. It's a new night. The car is not ready to go. I really want to drive it so bad, so I'm just trying to like do everything I can to actually drive the car. But I really need to finish this front bumper up. So I already got the canards on here. I just gotta get the Arrow Wolf. I just have it sitting right over here. That's the other side. This side is already done. So as you can see, there we go. Put tiny screws. You can see how well it like blends with this being black. So it really hides the base of this. It's just a nice little touch. That dip, not too long. So it just blends well with the base there and just screws in nicely. So yeah, I think I might have to trim a little bit more for that blow off valve, just right here, not too much. But I'm gonna do the other side now and then put this front bumper on, and hopefully it fits well. I don't know if I should put on the guides for the front bumper right now. I have the these guides that go in right here. To shave this off, mount a guide, and it just helps that bumper sit a little more flush. But I don't know if I want to put those on right now or not. I still have to put the air latches on the hood, and then I can start driving this thing around. So there we go, the other side is all done. Although, I need to get this bumper to fit better, because right now it's, I don't know. I think if I put these little fender guides on, it should fit pretty nice. But yeah, both sides are looking a little off as far as fitment, but it looks good. I dig it. So I already got my templates cut out here. I basically used the packaging, actually, what they come in to trace on the hood. I lined them up and I It doesn't look lined up like when you're like looking at it, but I think it's just the way the tape's laid. But they're both facing the corners of these vents right here, so I don't know. I just did the best I can. Hopefully it don't look too bad. I'm gonna start cutting now and hopefully it turns out good.
That's gonna go all the way through, or is that just gonna stick up that high?
It goes all the way through. It sits flush with the hood.
Okay. You didn't need that.
So last night, this is kind of where I ended up. It's a news day. And I just gotta really cut out the bottom here. Use a toothpaste for the marking of the can't think right now. Yeah, put this on there, it marks underneath your hood. Perfect. And you bet I'll still use this toothpaste. But yeah, no, I just gotta put the actual latches in now. Cut out this whole bottom area because this is actually like a two-piece hood. So cut out the bottom area big enough, like wider, so you can actually get the screws through, and that'll hold your hood down. So yeah, and then I can finally take this car out, which will be very exciting. Oh man, it's windy. Just so you can kind of see what's going on, I already cut this one out for the most part. My Dremel died. Just have to get this little piece. But yeah, you kind of make this bigger so you can actually get the screw holes on the bottom when you put the nuts on, because what they give you is really tiny. Here it is. Very tiny nuts and bolts. The last time I did this, I dropped it down that hole right there. I had to go fishing for it, but that was kind of frustrating. At least this hood has vents on the very bottom. My last hood didn't. But how I do that is after you drill this top hole right here, so you kind of have an idea of what you're going to do on the bottom, you just make tiny drill holes. This is just the side edges, top and bottom edge, and then you can kind of get an idea, just like make a oval around that. So yeah, ends up being like that. But once I got these on, I'm very stoked. I can't wait to actually take this thing on the streets. I'm gonna try messing with my corner lights, try to get them in. I still need to do something about this front bumper. Like, I don't know. The fitment's okay. Actually, it's not okay. I'm not okay with it. But I do need like my corner lights. I think these lights are sitting up too high. I just have to re-drill the sides here and then lower it. So I go to put my side. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. Oh man, actually doesn't want to go in with the front bumper. Yeah, well anyways, when it was in there, this tab right here would not be on top of this, so I couldn't screw it in. It was actually sitting like a little to the left of it, so that let me believe like this is almost sitting up too high, which is not that hard to fix. I'll just make those holes a little more adjustable so I can drop the headlight down a little bit and put the corners in. Sorry I lost the whole bag of nuts to put on for these. Annoying. They're really small to begin with, So here's my quick tip on how to put these on. It's gonna be real hard to see because they're so small. It's a 7mm little nut, and you have to fish this on the back side of this. And the socket that you get, what I have, is too deep because they'll just fall right to the bottom. So what I'm using is, this is an electrical connector, well, an old one. You just stick that in there, stick your bolt on top, and then it's just right on top, ready to go. So might not work for everyone, but it's working for me.
Hang on. Go for it. Oh, whoa. Brakes works.
Are you filming?
I am.
So it's been almost a year since we've taken this thing out, and again we're looking for no breakup in the engine, and also full throttle. Like, I've never been able to hit full throttle. Like, I've never pushed this thing to the floor. So we're gonna make sure that I can actually do that today. This brakes are stiff. Out the neighborhood, we're gonna test, see if we got full throttle here, and we'll get Alex's reaction. So you gotta film yourself, bro. Just don't be like keep it out here, look at yourself.
Selfie alert. Selfie alert. I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die. First time I've ever full throttled my car, and it fucking just hauls. I feel nice. did it, but we made it to the gas station in one piece. So I guess you'd say that so far we're having some pretty good luck. But yeah, we'll get more clips of it driving and stuff when we get to where we're meeting up with Nate. But yeah. Got it. So we're coming up on this tunnel. Nate's here. Yeah, I burned some oil. Dang, we made it. Except I already broke something. RIP. That's okay. It was pretty light anyways. Dang, these look sick. Woo! Yo, we're just out here chilling.
Just out here chilling, just like you said. It sounds terrible. coming that way.
Oh my fucking shit. Nate, later, bro. We're out of here. We got a long drive back. So, have a good night, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like any of this. And now that the car's working, we can post more content in this car. So, yeah.